नमस्कार प्यारे बच्चों। टुडे वी विल स्टडी अबाउट थर्ड लेसन of history class 10th, that is nationalism in India. In today's topic we will study about following points. I have taken it as a contents. First one will be introduction about nationalism in Europe in very short. After that, beginning of nationalism in India. After that, the First World War, Khilafat movement and non-cooperation. In the First World War, we will study about situation arised due to First World War in India. Next, the idea of Satyagraha. Next, the Rowlatt Act. And last one will be why non-cooperation. So let's start one by one. First one is introduction in about nationalism in Europe. So first we have to know about what is nationalism. If I would like to say as a definition of nationalism, a feeling of love, respect or pride for your own country is known as nationalism. And we have learned in previous lesson that nationalism has taken place in Europe in different countries before India. And for this, most important things for expansion of nationalism was European has defined their identity and sense of belongingness. For this, they have created new symbols, icons, new songs and ideas to motivate and sensitize peoples. Now we will study about beginning of nationalism in India. In this, we have to know how did emerge nationalism in India. We will learn in this chapter. As we know, India was a colony of British. So starting of nationalism in India, we can understand that it has taken place in the form of anti-colonial movement. In India, people also started discovering their unity during the struggle with colonialism. Along with this, we have to understand that there were so many groups in India during British period, and all the groups felt the effect of colonialism differently. In nowadays, so many groups and peoples are residing in India very happily. Indian National Congress and Mahatma Gandhi tried to unite all the groups within one movement, and along with this, the conflict was also present in the movement. In this chapter, we will pick up the story when Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa. The date when Mahatma Gandhi came to India was 9 January 1915, and we will also know that on 9 January, India observed Bharatiya Pravasi Divas, and as per advice of his political guru Mr. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Mahatma Gandhi visited entire India before initiating any political step in India. So it is the history of beginning of nationalism in India. Now, so let's start. Situation arise due to First World War. We all know that First World War taken place in between 1914 to 1918, and this war created a new economical and political situation which are as follows. Number one, huge increase in defense expenditure. Number two, increase in tax and custom duties. Number three, hardship for the common people. Number four, Forced recruitment in army. Number 5, income tax introduced first time. And along with this, in 1918 to 19 and 1920 to 21, crops failed in many parts of India, and this was accompanied by an influenza epidemic. So people were in trouble during the First World War and after the First World War. People of India hoped that hardship would end after the war was over, but that did not happen. At this stage, a new leader in the form of Mahatma Gandhi appeared and suggested a new mode of struggle. What was that? That was Satyagraha. First, we have to know what is Satyagraha. Satyagraha emphasized the power of truth, and it is a search of truth. Satyagraha is a demand of truth. It is a passive resistance with this intention that we have to change mind setup of cruel person, but not to harm them. And Satyagraha is a purely non-violent effort. Satyagraha was discovered and successfully used by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in South Africa. Now we will learn that use of Satyagraha in India. When Gandhiji visited entire India, as per the suggestion given by Mr. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, who was the political guru of Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhiji get a chance to introduce his new weapon, that is known as Satyagraha, in the following places. First one is Champaran in 1917, second in Kheda 1918, and third Ahmedabad movement in 1918. We will study one by one about Champaran Satyagraha, Kheda Satyagraha, and Ahmedabad movement in 1918. So let's take first, that is Champaran Satyagraha in 1917. It was the first Satyagraha led by Gandhiji in India, and Champaran Satyagraha was first movement in which common people were participated. Champaran is situated in Bihar. It was a farmers' uprising movement against the forced farming of indigo. Farmers were protesting against having to grow indigo. They were not ready to grow indigo in their farms, but Britishers were forcing to grow this crop. The issue had been highlighted by a number of lawyers, and there had also been a commission of inquiry. Next one is where Gandhiji experimented his new weapon, Satyagraha. The place was Kheda. Kheda is situated in Gujarat. It is second Satyagraha movement led by Gandhiji in India. Gandhiji organized this movement to support peasants. Peasants were asking relaxation in tax due to famine, due to drought. Income was not with the peasants, so they were not ready to give the tax. The third one, peasants were asking relaxation in tax due to famine. The third one, Ahmedabad movement in 1918. What was the problem in Ahmedabad? A dispute was taken place between mill owners and the workers. Actually, before First World War, textiles, kapda, was coming from Britain to India, but due to war, Britain has reorganized its industry from textiles to producing those items who was required by soldiers. It means the industries who were producing textiles now during the war, they were started producing weapons, uniforms, medicine, who was very essential to the soldiers who were fighting in the battlefield. So the supply of textiles to India from Britain to India was interrupted in this situation. In this situation, industries of India started producing textiles again and started earning. Price of textiles had gone up and workers were demanding higher wages because mill owners were getting profit. So the workers were demanding higher wages. But mill owners were not agreed to increase the wages. First World War was going on, and as people of India were thinking that few relaxation would be given to the people when war will be over, but when war was finished, British government imposed a new cruel law on Indians. That was the Rowlatt Act. It is known on the name of Sidney Rowlatt. Main points were this is as follows. This is known as the Anarchical and Revolutionary Crimes Act on 1919 or Rowlatt Act or Black Act. According to this, what were the main point? Number one, British government imprisoned Indian up to 2 years without any trial. It means if British government only think that any person is not up to the mark or any person may be distract British government, so police may come and arrest him and kept into the jail up to 2 years. Next point, Indian cannot kept any weapon with them. It was the Rowlatt Act which brought Gandhiji to mainstream of Indian struggle for independence. When Gandhiji heard about this act, he opposed this. What he had done? First, Gandhiji wanted a non-violent civil disobedience against such unjust law. For this, rallies were organized in different cities. Strike has taken place in railway, shops were closed. Due to this, lines of communication like railway and telegraphs was disrupted. And when railway and telegraph was disrupted, what has done British government? British government has also taken hard action towards Indian. British government decided to clamp down. What he had done? Number one, local leaders were picked up and kept into the jail. Gandhiji was barred from entering Delhi. It means Gandhiji cannot come to Delhi. And on 10 April, police in Amritsar fired upon a peaceful procession. Against this act, few popular leaders like Saifuddin Kichlu and Satyapal were arrested and secretly they were sent to Dharamsala. The situation was very difficult in Amritsar, and in Amritsar, martial law was imposed and General Dyer took command. On 13 April, the infamous Jallianwala Bagh incident take place. Most of the people had come to attend the annual Baisakhi fair. People were unaware about the martial law. They don't know what is going on in the cities, what is going on in the town. In this situation, when the General Dyer heard that a number of people are gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh, he entered in the Bagh and blocked the exit points with their policemen, opened fire on the crowd without allowing them to move here and there. In this massacre, more than 100 of people were killed. His object came here and to fired on the innocent people, as General Dyer has declared later on, was to produce a moral effect, to create in the mind of Satyagrahis a feeling of terror and awe. He wants to show that British government is more powerful against Satyagraha. An inquiry commission, namely Hunter Commission, was set up to inquire Jallianwala Bagh massacre. And we have to also know that Indian Krantikari Udham Singh killed General Dyer on 13 March 1940 in London. Now we will study about Khilafat movement. First we have to understand the situation about Khilafat movement. Emperor of Turkey was understood as Khalifa in all Muslim and Islam, and he was very respected person in Islam. But in the First World War, when First World War ended with the defeat of Ottoman Turkey, the Emperor of Turkey was the spiritual head, because head of the Islamic world, who was known as Khalifa. He was left as a simple man. All the respect and everything was kept with the British government. So all the Muslim peoples were against the act of British government. To defend the Khalifa's temporal powers, a Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay in March 1919. In India, two Muslim brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, formed Khilafat committee in Mumbai. This movement is known as Khilafat movement. The purpose of this movement was to gain the power, respect of Khalifa, which was the spiritual head of the Islamic world. Gandhiji saw this as an opportunity to bring Muslims under the umbrella of a United Nation movement. Gandhiji think that if all the groups, Hindu and Muslim especially, come together and fight with a colonial government, definitely Swaraj can get. Gandhiji convinced other leaders of the Congress in September 1920 Calcutta session to start a non-cooperation movement in support of Khilafat as well as for Swaraj. We have to remember that in 1920, two sessions of Congress was held. First one is in September 1920 in Calcutta, and second in 1920 in December in Nagpur. We will study after that. So Gandhiji decided, and he has convinced all the Congress leaders to start a non-cooperation movement in support with Khilafat as well as for Swaraj. Now the question is, why non-cooperation? Very simple, very little question. Why non-cooperation? Gandhiji has written in his famous book known as Hind Swaraj that British rule was established in India with the help of Indians, and British government, British rule is running in India with the cooperation of Indians. It means if Indian refuse to cooperate, if Indian refuse to help the Britishers, the British rule will collapse in India within a year and Swaraj will come automatically. So why non-cooperation? Because the British government is strongly established in India with the help of Indians, with the cooperation of Indians. Now we will discuss last point, that is agenda of non-cooperation. What was the agenda? What we have to do, what Indians have done in this non-cooperation movement, in this Khilafat movement. First one is surrender of title that government has awarded any person. In those days, British government has awarded so many titles like Rai Bahadur, Khan Bahadur. Gandhiji demanded from those people who has awarded to leave these titles. Next one is boycott of civil services, army, police, courts, schools, foreign goods, and legislative council also. In short, don't do anything in the interest of British government what you were doing earlier. This is the main agenda of non-cooperation movement. As in second point, I am telling that boycott of legislative council. On this, many people within the Congress were reluctant to boycott the council election, who was going to be held in November 20. But finally, at the Congress session at Nagpur in December 1920, a compromise was worked out with Gandhiji and other leaders, Congress leaders who were not agreed to boycott the council election, that a non-cooperation program was adopted and a non-cooperation movement will be started along with Khilafat movement to get Swaraj. Thank you very much.